And the question of discussion is how to cross this identification. How can we cross? Which is the subtlemost activity of the mind, or the inner instrument of knowing. Unless we understand the inner instrument of knowing, we will never come across the unknown, which is the self. Mind is part of the known. Why? Because mind is trying to understand things in its own way of self-projection. Why I say this? If you look, you can also see the mind continuously project its informations in the content of the mind to the world outside, whatever is perceived, by way of understanding it. If I say, this is an orange, the moment when I say this is an orange, you seemingly understood what I said. But if you explore a little deeper into it, you will understand that what you understood and what I said are not the same. Because every time when I say something or you hear something, you are trying to project the ideas which are there inside you, which is linked with the name and the form which is registered in our mind in the past, and try to understand on that basis. Not only names and forms, but also all the concepts, the ideas, the beliefs, the ideations, everything that we accumulate by way of understanding stays in the content of our consciousness, and this will be projected whenever something is appearing before us to understand. In this self-projection, we locate things, we understand things on the basis of a process of discrimination and judgments. When you understand something on the basis of the process of discrimination and determination, which is the process of the intellect, which we name as intellect, this intellect offers you the possibility to discriminate and determinate. When once it determines and make its judgment or synthesize and present it before the inner instrument of knowing, you seemingly believe yourself that you have understood. And this understanding that we get will be put into the content of the consciousness in its storehouse for further comprehension. The comprehension is a very, very basic work which the mind is continuously doing. If you trace this, you will see that why we are trying to understand the world, whereas you are the world itself. Somewhere on the process of development of human consciousness, we got into the mistaken idea that we are separate from the rest of the world, of the universe, rest of the manifestation. As we got into this concrete idea that we are separate entity other than the rest of existence, there came the idea of knowing. Otherwise, there is no need for knowing anything. You are part and parcel of the nature itself, that you know what it is. The process of knowing won't be there at all, whereas you remain as the knowledge. So the process of knowing is an attempt that is triggered in human mind due to the ignorance that we keep. And this is called the primordial ignorance. In Sanskrit they say as Anava Mala, the primordial ignorance. The task of getting out of the identities, is to root out this primordial ignorance. It's not a small thing, because it had been practiced for millions and millions of years during the development of human consciousness. And before, in the process of evolution of consciousness, this process was continuously going on. Thereby, it is such a deep-rooted thing, feeling that I am separate from the rest of existence. And that's why the idea of search comes into being. Certainly it comes not from knowledge, but from ignorance, a mistaken idea. So here comes the importance of the role of the time and the process of thinking. Time. What is this? Time, if you look, you can see it's the base of everything. It's a continuum. It's a continuous flow, advancing moment after moment after moment. Where it is advancing, where it is coming from, where it is existing, all in the present. What you have experienced up till today, seemingly kept in our consciousness as the past. What we are experiencing now is the present. What is going to come tomorrow is the future. Who has put all these names? Whether time could be bound by past, present and future, ideas of past, present and future.